What changes do you propose making to the budget, city budget, in the next couple of years, given the dependency on transfer taxes to fill basic services and Merritt recent announcement that Oakland will probably face a significant deficit?
We'll start this way. It's a great question. We all, as citizens of California and residents of Oakland, have a lot to do with our budget. The governor's proposed budget would decimate most of the kind of social services that we need to have happen here in the city. Education is one of those areas. Oakland Unified stands to lose $23 million if the governor's current budget is passed. One of the things that we've got to do along with other cities around the state is we've got to begin to lobby more effectively in Sacramento for a shifting of priorities in the California budget. I don't think we can give up on it and say it's enough for us to just do with what we have. We've got to do a much better job of prioritizing the resources we do have, but we've got a lobby in Sacramento. And the way that we're going, many of us are going to Sacramento on Wednesday of next week with thousands of parents, students, and others who care about education to lobby, to talk, to make sure that folks in our legislature understand that we're not going to lay down and quietly let you pass a budget that will hurt folks who are in the most need. So I think that part of what we've got to do is to look at how our city budget is currently being used, make a priority, begin to think about how do we, it's a tough deal, how do we balance the need for more officers, for instance, in our general fund, with the other public works needs, with the social service needs that we're doing. Another aspect of this is we got to work with the county. That much of where our social service dollars are, they reside in the county's budget, and the county's going to be hit hard as well. So we're living in some really tough economic times. We've got to figure out how to use the current resources much better, much more efficiently, and at the same time, we've got to begin to pressure folks in Sacramento, particularly around things like the education budget, to push back proper routine. Nobody wants to say it. Nobody wants to say we got to do something about revenues. We can't just do it on the cut side, and no matter how much we prioritize in the city, we need more resources.
I agree that we cannot shut this down and let the governor do what he's planning to do. It's outrageous, and we need to demonstrate and lobby as effectively as we can, and together with the United Voice. It's impossible to live with your head held high in a state like California, the richest state in one of the richest states in the country. If we go along with the customer plan, we will have a decent amount of money being spent per child in the school system of all the states in the United States. It's just deplorable. But what do we do if we don't get that kind of cooperation from the state, and we have to plan for those difficult realities? While the housing market is collapsed, the business market is not, and we have some incredible prime industrial land in West Oakland and a lot of interested parties. So I actually am focusing on making sure that the industrial land stays industrial, doesn't get speculated upon by potential housing developers, so that we can't attract business. We now have an established industrial area, and I'm having town halls every month on the kind of industry we can attract. In April, we have one on biotechnology. In June 12th, we'll have one on green technology. At the same time, we're looking at attracting these businesses. We're also looking at developing the workforce so that our local folks can work in those businesses. We have a Green Jobs Initiative, and we have some wonderful programs at Laney College that we're coordinating with to do training for biotechnology. In addition to that, we have a retail attraction program for the uptown Broadway spine. As we have all the new folks coming to the downtown, and many of the condos that have been built, they're going to want to shop. We finally have enough disposable income within a half mile to be able to attract retail, and we've done all the steps to make that happen in the areas where the auto dealerships are moving to the Army base.
Thank you. Yes, just to reiterate, yes, the state and the city, we are in a very serious time in terms of financial crunch. How is the city going to handle it? I think, as we advocate, and that's something I've done throughout my entire career for young people, is to continue to advocate young people. Though we talk a great game about young people being our future, they're often the first to get cut. We see that in the county with GA being cut after 6 months. That's going to impact particularly young people emancipating from the foster care system who haven't ever had advantages. But really, to the issues of what we as a city are going to do and how are we going to face these cuts. Look, the cavalry is not coming for Oakland. And so from the state level, from the county level, we're not going to have the support that we need. Ways in which we can address the crisis with the school is better dealing with our truancy situation. We have over 4,000 kids that are truant every day. And if we were able to get them into school with a better truancy center system, by not allowing all kids to go to one center, by not allowing San Leandro and Berkeley kids to go to that center, but really focusing our efforts around truancy, then we can improve the budget of the schools, and they wouldn't have as much of a deficit in that regard. To the city itself, there are retail attractions that we can do. One of the ones that I propose is to generate something that we can do to get young people off the street and get people to work right away to improve our tax rate, is to take a tax holiday in terms of what we can do for restaurant attraction for on the Broadway spine and also in Telegram, to draw businesses to an area that we know is developing, like the Fox Theater. It's going to draw people. So let's support it with more restaurants there and create a nightlife and create a community in which people can come to and people can shop to. And there will be right above the bar, so it's publicly accessible. We don't have to have people driving in. And so this is something that we can really galvanize people around to make an immediate impact. We need these immediate impacts. We can't be theoretical on this because of the situation that Oakland is in. Oakland needs results now. Thank you.
The current California state budget